I know, CJ, you love to hate the SEC, and I'm going to explain something to you because you don't understand. I don't think the history of all of this. So you understand from 1985 to about 2020, the best teams in college basketball were from the ACC. Okay, here and there, the Big East won a title. UCLA won a couple titles. SEC with Kentucky, Big 12 with Kansas. But at the end of the day, the ACC was the best basketball conference on the planet, hands down. It didn't fucking matter. So you understand that whether the Pac-12 was decent last year, whether the Big 10 was good this year, the SEC is still the top dog. You want to dethrone them, you can say whatever you want. But if we look at the last 15 years, SEC will reign. It still is the best conference, whether you like it or not. The best NBA players come from the ACC for the most part. The best NFL players come from the SEC. I don't give a fuck if they were born in California and they played high school in your backyard. They played in the SEC. So get your all you want to do is here and go and hate on Tennessee because that's what you're going to say. They were the most disappointing.
What do you think?
That's what you're going to say. That's what you're going to say.
Rapper, okay. Are you done? Are you done? Did you? Is your fucking monologue? Is it done? Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay, so don't cut me off. Remember this. Remember, for the people out there in the world, I didn't cut this motherfucker off one time. All right? So don't cut me off. This man just ignores the fact that last week I agreed with him and said that Notre Dame was going to beat the dog shit out of Indiana. I agreed with him and sat here and said that their schedule all year not playing anybody was going to catch up with them when they played Notre Dame. So don't sit here and I said point differential and any of that shit. That was Eddie. That was not me. He was the one that said, give me the Hoosiers, not I. Second of all, sir, you sit here and act like the Big Ten is not year in and year out competing with the SEC. Like, what are you talking about? Like, Ohio State has been good for how long? Michigan has been running shit for the last 2 or 3 years. Like, what are you saying? Penn State has been good for how long? If you want to include Oregon in there, since they're the Big Ten now, how long have they been good with Marcus Mariota? How long has USC been good in the last 20 years? Like, don't sit here and give me that shit and sit here and say, the SEC is big and bad. When Rafa, can we say right now that the best 3 teams in the country are all in the Big Ten? Can we? And can we say that the fourth? And can we say that the 4th best team is not in the SEC? Can we sit here and say that?
You can try and say it.
Hush.
You can't ask me a question.
Hold on. I'm still talking here. Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State are not the 3 best teams in the country? Is Notre Dame not the 4th? Can we say that? Can we say that the third best? Can we say that the third best team in the SEC by standings and by rankings and by games played just got their shit ran through by the third Big Ten team by standings and rankings and games played? Can we say that? Is that what happened? I think that the third best SEC team just got their shit ran through by the third best Big Ten team. Just by standings, not by what rosters, not by Vegas, not by lines, by games on the field that have been played. The third Big Ten team you just saw beat the dog shit out of your beloved SEC. Also, let's not forget, how many SEC teams currently sit in the fucking standings? Texas and Georgia? Give me Penn State all day. Give me Penn State all day. Don't sit here and tell me that the SEC this year, and even last year, and even the year before that, have just been this big bad monster. Get the fuck out of here.
Listen. So, like I just told you, for the last 35 years, the ACC has been the best team in basketball. When you look at football, since the playoffs started, please name me the national champions, CJ. Please name me the national champions.
But we're
go down the list of the national champions.
20.
No. Dude, listen, I just explained to you. The Big East with UConn a couple times, with Syracuse, Kentucky, Kansas, and the Big 12 and the SEC a couple of times. I'm sorry to tell you. Last year, Michigan won. Bama, Georgia, Bama, Georgia. That's what it was. And that's what it is. You want to sit here and say the third best team in the standings? Listen, I explained this shit to you last week, whether you want to believe it or not. Ohio State is favored against Oregon at the Rose Bowl. That makes them the best team in the fucking Big Ten, whether you want to believe it or not. Vegas is never wrong. All right. And you admitted it last week. They're never wrong. Okay. When they put out a line, they're accurate as fuck. Oh, they're pretty fucking close. That's why they got the bright lights and the big casinos. That's why. It's not because they're wrong. It's because they're right most of the time. Ohio State is favored against the number one team on the planet, according to you. And Ohio State's favored. Last week on this show, I told you that Ohio State was going to whoop Tennessee's ass. And you, because you're a fucking homer with your quarterback from your backyard.
I'm the homer.
I took Tennessee.
I'm
not
the
a homer. I'm realistic. When I look at the SEC in the last 10 years has more national championships than every other conference combined. Factual. That's a fact. Factual. Combined. So you have this
Alabama
one bright
and
year.
Georgia,
it doesn't matter. You have this one bright year. And it's not even over. The shit ain't over. And you're sitting here, the four best teams. Well, Georgia's number 2. I know you don't like it, but Georgia is number 2. So the four best teams.
Number 2 because of Georgia's number 2 because of how the structure is ranked.
Georgia, yeah. Georgia's not the second best team.
Georgia. At the end of the rank, what did they rank Georgia? What did they rank Georgia? What did they rank Georgia?
Because of how
ideologically
dishonest.
Clemson was ranked 15th. What is Georgia ranked? In the rankings before they made the playoffs.
Why are they ranked that way, Rafa? Are they the number 2 team?
Clemson was 15. Clemson was 15.
The number 2 team in the country?
Clemson was 15. Is Georgia number 2?
I think Georgia's second best team.
I think Georgia's the best team in the country. That's my opinion. Actually, I'm going to say number 2. Ohio State's number 1. But I have Ohio State and Georgia. But listen, I'm just real quick. It's history of the last 10 years, CJ. It ain't today. Every squirrel has his nut. Listen, a broken clock's right twice a day. This might be the Big Ten's year, but the shit ain't over.
By your ideology, Alabama should be in the playoff. They should be winning. They should be somewhere in this mix, but they're not because this is 2024 and it's a completely different year. So your historical context doesn't mean shit because SMU and Texas A&M and Texas and conference realignment, like, get the fuck out of here. Let's move on, though. Jesus Christ.
Okay. That's your opinion because you tend to forget where the best players live. It's one season, CJ.
The best players live in California, but they play in the SEC.
In the where? Exactly. That's it. I don't give a fuck where they live.
Yeah, but you see how I just like say the truth about reality? It would take a lot for you to say that Tennessee just got their ass beat by the
Tennessee sucks. I think they're terrible.
They're in the SEC and they're a top 3 team in the SEC.
Dude, I don't want to hear the standings, CJ. I don't want to hear the standings. Not everyone played the same teams. You had Texas A&M going, Texas A&M is number 1 in the SEC. While they were ranked 15.
Tennessee played a real schedule.
Yes, they did. And they had to go on the road. And Ohio State tapped that ass because Ohio State's superior. Program, better head coach, better quarterback, better fucking everything. Garbage ass quarterback from where? Your backyard.